Welcome,
guys.
That was on point. I was synchronized. I like that still.
Don't even have a clinker.
A clinker?
Like nothing to clink.
You ain't even got a drink, bro. I'm the only one with a drink. Welcome to Daily Decisions, my people.
Welcome, guys.
Come on, man. We're back. Do you get what I'm saying? Helping you to dominate one day at a time. You know what it is. Different setting. Yeah. We're in the office. Have we recorded? We haven't recorded this in this office as yet.
Nah, never recorded in this office.
Do you get what I'm saying? We've moved office, and so now we're recording in a different space. You might see this setting. You might also see us sit in some other spaces in the office and record though. So you never know in it. Do you get what I'm saying? But we're comfy. We're nice. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So welcome back. Obviously, our last episode, a bit different. We were out and about.
Very different, guys.
Do you get what I'm saying? We were out and about, and I'm hoping you lot enjoyed that, man, because we got a lot of insights from those different people in those videos. Do you get what I'm saying?
I feel like it was nice to be in that space as well, in terms of like, one, you never go to a space and you're seeing that many black people in one room, for one.
Yeah.
And two,
for so many positive things, that is.
Yeah, for so many, for so many positive things, yeah, of course. But
listen, actually, let me not say not positive, but not productive.
Yeah. And I think as well, there's something about black people's energy that it's just unmatched. Do you know what I mean? So whether you're going to a conference, whether you're going to a show, whether you're actually having a week, it's just like they're always gonna bring you an energy that's high. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, you're gonna have a good time. You know that you're gonna be in and around people that are, one, pushing you to do better. You're looking at certain people, you're like, all right, they're in a certain place. How can I take learning from that? How can I be inspired by that? How can I give back to people in a certain space? So it was vibes. So much vibes, right?
Yeah. I feel like we need to do that more often, you know?
No, we do.
Because, not to say we're always out and about, but there are things that we do and go to that it's like, we might as well just leverage being in spaces and doing pods dynamically like that, on the move, you know, get inputs from other people. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm gonna say we start doing that more often. Maybe even
being more dynamic in the way that we record.
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know if once a month is too much to ask, but even if it's once every 2 months, just having an episode like that, because we get about, innit?
We do a lot of things.
So exactly.
We genuinely do a lot of things. So it's only right that we should show you guys. And listen, this is just, we already told you guys we're taking the content seriously. That was an example of us taking the content that seriously.
Like, I don't think as soon as Ria arrived, we were doing content. I didn't think you had a chance to even go to the toilet, bro. I said, yo, Ria, do an interview with that person.
All I saw was Lewis, I was walking through, my man's having a chat with someone. It's like, oh yeah, this is the woman that you're going to be doing the decisions with. My man had just handed me the camera straight away. I was like, oh, we're straight into it like that.
Straight into an interview, bro. Was it when I was chatting to Sinead?
Yes.
Yeah. That's mad still. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, people, man.
But yeah, man, it's been a good week.
It's been a very good week.
You're gonna get to uncover that
in this episode. Let's do it.
Going straight into Guess Who. Why did I just forget my person, bro? Oh no, I didn't. Okay, this person decided to pursue a career in music.
Ria starts so vague, so that she can try and get points. She thinks she's smart, bro.
I am smart.
Because think about it, there's literally hundreds of thousands, if not since the dawn of time, there's been millions of music artists.
If you managed to guess who it was, you'd be elite.
No, but Ria, there's the probabilities of me getting this is like 1 in 10 million. Since the dawn of time, how many people have pursued a career in music?
But you're a 1 in 10 million.
No, chill out.
So you can do it.
No, you're trying to take the piss. This person decided to pursue a career in music.
Yes.
I'm going to give that up. Go on.
This person...
I can only max out 4 points if you're playing it. Go on.
This person decided...
Why should I do something vague again?
To create a song about a beautiful, inanimate characteristic on a person. I mean, the characteristic itself isn't inanimate, but for humans, it's an inanimate characteristic. Actually, I might have buoyed that, you know. I might have been thinking about the wrong person, but let me run with that. If it turns out that it's not afterwards, then I'll swallow that point.
An inanimate characteristic.
Actually, I need to double check that real quick.
Something that's inanimate is not.
I actually need to double check whether that is correct, because I'm
thinking like smile on a human though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not even gonna lie. I think I definitely boyed that one. I'm thinking about the wrong person. So let's rewind.
I need
that
to
one.
know after this what you were thinking. Go on.
So this person decided to create a song about the female species. The name of the song is about the female species.
Well, obviously you're saying women, because when you say female species, arguably that could be any animal that has made a female. But anyway, so you're talking about women specifically. I
can't believe I played that one,
Women? So who's made a song just about women? Girls. That's the first song that comes to my head, and it's not Jay-Z, bro. It could be Jay-Z, actually. You should pursue a career in music, so.
You want to move on to the next one?
Wait. Yeah, go on. Next one.
Okay, so this person
could also be Beyonce, fam.
Used to date Angie Stone. Or decided to date Angie Stone. I don't trust my mind now, so I'm having to double check the facts.
But he didn't date Angie Stone, did he? In my head I was thinking Raphael Sadiq, but I was like, I don't think he dated Angie Stone.
Sorry. I'm actually messing up. So, no. He decided to be birthed by Angie Stone.
Birthed by Angie Stone?
Yes.
As in Angie Stone's his mum?
Yes.
No, what are we doing here, bro? What are we actually doing here? How can the man go from dating her to that being his mum? What is happening? What's actually happening?
This is what I'm telling you guys. I had to double check the fact.
I don't know Angie Stone's child that does music, and I bet it's someone that's well known as well. That's the wickedest thing. Made a song about women.
Next who?
The thing is, Angie Stone died last year. She was 61. So I feel like she would have had them at a respectable age. So let's say they got to be in their 30s. So that narrows it down a little bit. But that still could be anybody. And if they're a well-known artist in their 30s, I would know them. Nah, I don't know. Go on.
This person decided to co-write and co-produce a song for Black Men United.
Nah, I'm done. No idea, bro. Nah,
Did I get you out on this one?
Yeah, you got me out still.
Okay. D'Angelo.
D'Angelo's Angie Stone's son?
Yeah. I swear down, he's Angie Stone's son.
That don't make sense, Ria. D'Angelo died at 50.
His mother, Grammy-nominated singer, died in a traffic accident. D'Angelo died, but that's his mum, bro.
No, right is D'Angelo Angie Stone's son. I need to know this.
Is D'Angelo?
Is that true? I didn't know this, This is actually genuinely news to
Angie
me.
Stone's. Yes. Oh shit, they have a child together.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. D'Angelo died.
I'm not gonna lie, we might need to throw away that whole segment because it was done wrong, bro. It was done wrong. When you think...
If I'm saying to myself, but they're only like 10 or 11 years apart.
When you think you can catch someone, so they had a child together.
Yeah, because Angie Stone was 61 when she died, I thought. Well, maybe she was a bit older, but I could have swore she was 61 or so when she died. And D'Angelo just died the other day and he was early 50s. So I'm saying, how does that make sense?
I'm sorry, guys, man. I'm actually sorry. this happens. This happens sometimes. Sometimes I misread the facts. Sometimes I misread information. But I'm not gonna lie. I think I was gassed up by the fact that Lewis was losing, bro.
Yeah, she got too excited.
That put
this
me
happens when your energy. When you got evil eye. This happens when you got evil eye, bro. It catches
it's not even evil eye, bro.
Evil eye,
But boy,
she was. You realized where she was on the leaderboard.
no,
and
I'm
she
not
said,
even
I
gonna
have to
lie.
try and get
That
my
was
own
actually
back.
embarrassing. That
No,
was embarrassing.
that's
That was
wild.
appalling.
We're keeping that in. We're keeping that all in.
That was for me. That was just blue. Cut to the next segment. Cut to the next segment. Please, let's just go. Let's just go. Scoreboard right here.
I'll be real.
Look at the way my man's leg is shaking.
All that's been on my mind. All that's been on my mind this week. Yeah. There's two words. One is execution. No, it's just gonna be execution, and this execution is twofold. It's a double entendre because I'm talking about execution from the standpoint of executing on the work that is required to move us towards our goals, our objectives, etc. But if I'm being real, there's also a part of me that's talking about execution in terms of not, back in the day taking someone's head off, but to be honest, I need to make some hard decisions around people who are part of things, because from a team standpoint, Ria, Natalie, those guys thriving, but then there's also other areas of my professional life at the moment where there are people in teams that we're carrying, and I'm actually having to ask myself.
When you say you're carrying them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not good enough. And it's like, very rarely will you hear me speak like this, because my belief around leadership is that if somebody is not able to perform to a high standard, you should look at yourself as the leader first. Have you done what you need to do to create the environment, provide the support, provide the resources, and do everything you can to help that person to thrive, even if that requires to put them in a different position, because maybe they are the right person, they're just in the wrong position. But then I'm analysing it and I'm going, actually, we're in a season where actually things that are very, very simple, that are not being produced or adhered to, it's like that no longer becomes an issue with regards to process or an issue with regards to support or resources. That's just actually, you're not willing to pull your socks up. And therefore, have I got time and capacity, especially given we're a small initiative and organisation, to carry that? And the truth is no. So the execution is not just what we need executed on and the importance of me executing, but also some people might just get executed, i.e. you're not here no more.
Gone.
Yeah, like this is not for you.
But sorry to interrupt you, but what's your perspective right now, given the situation you're in terms of you feeling like that person doesn't want to pull up
not even just that
socks?
person, I'll be honest, there's
couple people.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Couple people feeling like they don't want to pull up their socks versus not having the ability or the attitude. Actually, I would say attitude is more so not wanting to, but ability versus attitude. So
this is the thing, yeah. Attitude links to the things that I would say are the bare minimum. So for example, if we've got activities that need executing on, you were present when the list of activities that were developed was done, so like you were there, you were part of developing that list of things that need to be done, the way we want to do it, our plan, our strategy, etc. And then it was very clear what the follow-up to that particular conversation was going to be, but then you're now non-responsive during the follow-up, and the things that the people who are trying to execute need from other people in order to help them to execute, you're not involved in doing that, you're not responding to it, then no disrespect, but that means you just don't care enough.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by attitude. It's like, you know how crucial the time period we are in, yet you're not showing any desire to
go above and beyond.
Yeah, to go above and beyond, to stand up and be counted in this particular time frame. So actually, it begs the question of, well, what are we doing here? Do you get what I mean? So that's one thing. From an ability standpoint, this is what I mean by if we have provided the resources, the one-to-one support, the collective support, the guidance, but then you add on top of that, you suggest that you are experienced and skilled enough to take on board a certain level of responsibility, and at no point have requested help or support because of the fact that you've suggested that this is within your wheelhouse, but you haven't been able to do that, then unfortunately I can't sit here and say that this is an issue of attitude anymore. This is an issue of you lack the ability.
Yeah.
And if you lack the ability, and what we have done has not seen to improve the situation, now we're moving away from an ability conversation to, oh, you don't want to even develop the ability, develop the capacity, or do what needs to be done to get the thing over the line at a decent enough standard. So we're just gonna have to be brutal. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, and that's it. And it's like, and it's because, you know, I was saying this to, I think, Natalie earlier, that like, if we were a much larger organization, there are periods where you can carry dead weight for a certain period of time.
Because it's not really that noticeable.
And dead weight is definitely not a term I want to use, but you know what I mean by it in this context. But you can afford to do that. When you're really small operations that need to be lean and agile and fast moving and responsive and trying your best to operate on limited resource. Yeah, when you're operating on limited resource, all of that. It's like, I just can't afford that. It's just, it becomes way more expensive.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
So
that makes a lot of sense. And I think one thing that, you know, Lewis has experienced firsthand, working as part of small organizations that you're trying to grow, momentum is key. And it's like, if you're not building up momentum from the early stages of like your bubble, like the early stages of what your organization is, it's just like, how are you going to be able to sustain that long term? It's like, obviously I'm going off topic here, but I was watching like Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares the other day. No, real talk. But it's like, the success of the restaurant starts from inside the kitchen. As long as you have good food and good service, you're going to keep getting customers coming back. But it's like, from time you can't maintain the two things, regardless of what the restaurant looks like, regardless of whether you're serving out a truck, whether you're serving out of, I don't know, a window, do you know what I mean? If the food's good and the service is good, you're coming back, do you know what I mean? But it's like, if we don't have the two main things in, like, you know, said organization, I don't know if you want to reveal what team you're talking about, but if you haven't actually got the delivery, the service, the things that you need to be able to, you know, go on and do the work that you need to do, it's like everything else crumbles around it. Do you know what I mean? And you're left with one person carrying the dead weight, so to speak, without much capacity to be able to do so. And then that not only affects the staff, but it also affects the people that you're trying to serve, because the service, the delivery is not there in the way that it needs to be, because certain people aren't pulling up their socks.
And you know what's interesting, and you're right 100%, and it makes me think, and I wonder if it will relate to your analogy as well, because I was saying this to someone the other day, that like, and I think I've concluded the answer to the question is yes, I have, but did I enable this to be a reality? So is it through the fact that in the past, when we have maybe not had as much momentum and or dialogue, but things still needed to get done, I would tend to drop everything and do the things, that it has developed a habit amongst the team where they think to themselves, well, worst case scenario, it will get done because it always does. Yeah, but who does it get done by? It gets done by me. That's not sustainable.
No.
And you can't on one hand know, oh, worst case it will get done by Lewis, but on the other hand, you don't want to tell me every minute, as the leader, we don't want you to be doing that.
Because I hear it. People say you want you to delegate. They want you to delegate.
But then we delegate and you're not doing it.
Exactly. No, I hear it.
So it's like, what do you want us to do?
Do you know what it is? As somebody that observes that, I think it is something that I've picked up on. Being as part of a grants panel for certain organisations makes me think about sometimes where there's a lot of founder-led organisations, and founder-led organisations are very much like, it's dangerous. Yeah, they're carried by the founder, because the founder has so much energy, has so much vim, has so much love and attitude to give this certain project. And it's like, when they bring in other people who may not have that similar level of love and passion for that certain thing, it's almost like everything just gets pushed back onto the founder. Not to say that you are the founder of said organisation, but you kind of act as that interim, as that role, in terms of the amount of energy and the ability, the way you show up for it, basically. And so it gets to a point where, you know, I'm not saying that Lewis will never not have the energy, because he always has energy, but it's like, what if his energy no longer can be put onto this? He has other things needing doing. He has other areas in which he wants to grow. What now happens to this thing that he's been, well, a lot of people have been watering for a said period of time? Is it now just going to die because the founder is removed, kind of thing?
That's it. And that's the real is like, I look at it and I go like, let's keep it 100, innit? Like, man's a father with a young family, bro. So therefore, that's gonna always be my priority. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, me, my missus, and my children are gonna always be the priority.
Always.
So you've got a few dynamics there on its own, right? You've got, first of all, maintaining a strong relationship. Because I always say to people, yes, I might be a father, but I'm also still in a relationship with my woman. That it needs its own time and attention. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and I know that there are times when I'm trying to make it all work in terms of maybe work and other things, that doesn't get the attention it deserves, and that's not okay. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Then you've got to think you're also a father, so the relationship you have with your children. Then you've got to be a parent, and what I mean by that is the relationship between me and my woman is different to the way we operate as parents. So there's three dynamics there in one thing. So me as a father is the relationship I have with each child. Me as a parent is the way I work with my partner to parent our children. Then me and my relationship is me and my partner working on our relationship together. That's three things that require their own energy, effort, attention, planning, strategy, everything. Before we even start to then talk about work. Then once you're doing your work, you then got to think about the work you do, which obviously isn't always necessarily for money, but the work that does bring in income. Then how do you manage that money in your household? Then how do you maintain a good social life? Then how do you maintain a good relationship with your broader family? Do you get what I'm saying? In my case, thinking about even just my nuclear family, the nuclear family I was born into, parents, sister, this, that and the other. Then you've got to think about like acts of service, like, you know, today I'm wearing 100 Black Men of London. That's the charity I volunteer with. So there's all these different parts of life that require energy, that require focus, that require attention, that require all of that in just my life alone, just how I've broken it down. And it's like, all of that, when you then put it in context, it's like, this is why, as I've been describing it recently, I need killers, bro. I don't have time for people that need
they need 10
just
things
on the
before
outskirts. I need literally, like, so it's funny, I introduced Alicia recently to this show called The Day of the Jackal, innit? I don't know if you've seen it, the one on Sky. It's obviously I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. It's so Eddie Redmayne, you know, have you ever watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
No.
Have you watched The Theory of Everything?
Yes.
So you know the guy that plays Stephen Hawking?
Yeah.
Bad boy actor, Eddie Redmayne, yeah? He plays the main character in this thing. So The Day of the Jackal, I believe, is a remake or something of like an old film from the like 80s, I want to say. But it's a show, innit? So it's 10 episodes. And then I think they're actually releasing a new season next year. But obviously, as you know, I don't have a TV in my house on purpose, and so therefore I don't have Sky. But when I was coming back from, I think it was St. Lucia, you know.
Did you use a projector?
If we watch something, yeah. More time we just watch it on the laptop. But if we are thinking it's something that needs love and attention, then we'll put it on a projector. But that's very rare, I must admit. I think it was when we was coming back from St. Lucia. I watched it on the plane, and I watched that one ep, and I said, this thing's hard.
I need to watch this.
I said, this is hard. So imagine, I got a Now TV subscription just for that one show.
Now you're taking
I'm not joking. I paid for Now TV just because of that one show. I just wanted to finish it. But since then, I've just kept it, and I haven't watched anything else but that. And then now that I'm showing it to Alicia, she's watching it too, and I'm going to give away the show. So if you don't want to have the show given away to you, then I apologize. But the long and short of it is, there is a character who is very, very well respected in the army because he's like, no one's a sniper. Like, the brother can make shots from miles away. Do you know how sick you have to be to make a shot from? Because what that means is, when you're shooting a bullet over like 3-4 miles, it takes, I think they said that 6-7 seconds to get to the actual target. When you pulled the trigger, that's 6-7 seconds. They could walk somewhere else in that time.
I know. So you have to be on point.
Do you know how that means? You have to anticipate the movement well in advance. But this is what I'm trying to say. If you put that in the context of the work we're talking about, I need people who are going to anticipate it well in advance. People who are going to make the shot. Not take the shot, make the shot.
Make the shot.
That's where we are right now.
By anticipating everything else that's happening around you.
Do
you know what? It's powerful that you're saying that, because I've heard, some of you may have heard this quote, which is hire slow and fire fast. And not to say that you've hired certain people. Obviously you have hired certain people in regards to like the organization you're talking about, but a lot of them have kind of just been there along the way and kind of fed into it. And it's one of them ones where when something is theoretical, it's very easy for people to be like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this to be able to get it to a certain level. But when
it's practical,
when it's actually put your cards on the table, everyone put your hand out on the table right now. You know what I mean? It's a different story. Oh, I've got commitments, my hand's back here, my hand can't come right here right now, even though you said you could. But it's one of them ones where, especially at, like, I know you're saying you're having to balance a lot in terms of like family, children, wider relationships, social life. It's one of them ones where, as far as I'm concerned, you've been working for a good period of your 20s and now moving up into your early 30s. Like, you've earned the right and the leisure to be like, I need someone to delegate this to, 100%. And for you to do it to a good standard, because
excellence. Because
it's one of them ones. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who are like, they've been working for like 1-2 years and then they're trying to delegate something to someone else. It's like, you don't even understand how to do that thing yet. You don't even understand how to give it to someone else and understand how to make them do it to a high standard. So I feel like Lou has earned his flowers. Do you know what I mean?
I'll be honest, when I look at sometimes the things I'm asking of people, it's like, I'm never asking someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself or couldn't. Oh, you know, in the areas where I couldn't, I've already accepted, yo, I'm hiring this person with expertise that I don't have. That's different. But if it's something that I'm confident that you can do to a certain standard because I've done it and I've given you the blueprint and the template for exactly how you do it. If I'm being real, you just need to copy and paste. You just need to do a few little edits and adjustments. Like, if you're early in your career and you can't do that straight away, no problem. But if you're an experienced professional, like you've been working for the last 15 years plus, I'm sorry, but there comes a point where it's like, there's no excuse here.
100%.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like, even what I was saying, it's about what you were saying about having a team of killers around you. It's like, I can't stress enough how much you need to be of the same mindset of the people that you're working with, especially when it's different when you're working in a wider organization where if you're flipping burgers, that's easy to do. You don't need to have a solid mindset to do that. No offense to anyone that does flip burgers, but when it comes to actually doing something that requires brain capacity and is trying to move the needle, it's one of them ones where you need someone with the same energy as you to be able to pull that off, because otherwise you lot are always going to be at odds. One person's going to feel like they're doing more, and obviously at your detriment. Like I said, I feel like you've been working long enough now to be at a point where you should have more time than you currently have to be able to pull back into your family. To
pull back into all of it, family being an example.
Even just to take, like, just to oversee certain things. I feel like at this point, certain things should be oversight for you
versus execute. But this is what I mean. So compare it. So let's take everything we're talking about and then compare it to just 2 things that have happened this week alone that are different. So if we take 2 things on your side, Sprint to Success and social media, we had a 1-hour meeting on Monday and we're making immediate adjustments to social media with you in the lead of that. I just needed to give my thoughts, give my inputs, and you can make immediate adjustments and I can leave you to that. Similarly, Sprint to Success, I just turn up on a Monday, bruv. Either you tell me what we need to do or you say we're doing this and I just turn up. But we just have one chat, adjustments, execution. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I take that and also then bring in, like, for example, what me and Natalie have been working on around this whole stuff, around these proposals that we're trying to put in. There's a team of us working on it. And, like, truth is, we'll have a chat, immediate execution. Like, if one person realizes, oh, we need to do this, but it's not been done yet, there might be one message in a group, then someone just goes, yep, I'll take that, boom. Then you come to the document, it's done.
Yeah.
Compare that now to
what's happening in the other organization.
Right, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Heels have been dragging. Heels have been dragging
to the point where there's no heel on the shoe, Ria, fam. You got to replace the shoes.
Bruv.
At this point, we got to replace the shoes. What can we do? Because unfortunately, this is not an environment where we can walk barefoot. So therefore, we can't be dragging heel like this. Because now it's messing up posture, it's messing up foot bottom. Do you get what I'm saying? Every minute you need pedicure because your back of your heels mash up. Do you get what I'm saying? It don't make sense. But anyway, let's do your word of the week, because that was a good explanation still.
that was a good explanation.
But yeah.
My word of the week, I want to say it's a kind of 2-part word, but it would be to slow down. Reason being is because I feel like there are certain mistakes that I am making that is frustrating. I'll get into what those mistakes are in a second, but are frustrating to me because you know better. Do you know what I mean? It's like, when you know better about something and you just want to bang your head. No, I did it on purpose. When you want to bang your head against the wall like that because you know better.
We ain't doing it for an example, but you actually had.
I actually did it. But that is how I feel sometimes. So you lot understand, you lot have known that I trade, something that I've been doing for a long while now. And last week, so the prop firm that I trade with is Top Step, and that's something that I've been using fairly, I would say maybe for the past 4 months. I've been requesting payouts from them and so on and so forth. And it's one of them ones where when coming to trading, people, I don't know if you trade or whatever, but there's something you need to understand about patience, which is sitting on your hands and waiting for opportunities to happen rather than jump into opportunities. And that's something that I feel like I've grasped over a long period of time. But last week, right, so if you didn't know, the way that the payout process works is that once you pass your account, you have to trade a minimum of 5 days with a profit of $150 or more to be able to secure your payout, basically. And you can withdraw up to $5,000, and that's 50% of the profit, basically, every single time, right? So bear in mind, now I've done a couple payouts with them, and bear in mind, this happened last week. So last week I was at UK Black Business Show on a Friday, right? And that Friday, bear in mind, I had left my laptop charger at home. So I was on my way to UK Black Business Show, realised I left my laptop charger at home, and I was like, you know what, let me go back home, charge up my laptop so that when I get to the place, I can have my laptop freely if I need to do something with it. So got back home now, waiting for my laptop to charge, and just by the grace of God, whatever, took a trade, managed to make some profit. Instead of me just calling it a day, just shutting my laptop and just being like, it's it, you're okay now. Do you know what I mean? That was the 3rd day in profit. So bear in mind, if I had done Monday and Tuesday in profit, Tuesday you would have been able to withdraw a payout now. So I was maybe up about, I can't even remember off the top of my head, 3,000 or more. And then on that day, specific day, I remember being at UK Black Business Show, and I thought, okay, cool. This is the time I usually trade at. Remember that I had taken a trade earlier in the day, that day. So I was like to myself, I'm good, I'm content. I didn't actually need to trade when I got to UK Black Business Show, but I was thinking, because I traded early, there might be another setup in this session. So I had my laptop in front of me, everything was going well. Everything was going well, bro. Everything was going well. Then all of a sudden, I blinked and it wasn't going well anymore. And do you know what it is? Closed out, cool, still in profit. I lost some, but still overall, you're still in profit. Then I thought to myself, but no, man, I can make that back. Do you know what I mean? I can make that back. So instead of me just shutting my laptop again, you revenge trade. I was revenge trading. I feel like this is an emotion of mine that I had experienced in my very, very early days of trading. And as I've become a bit more disciplined and seasoned, it's kind of gone. Do you know what I mean? I've learned to suppress that kind of feeling. But when it happened again on Friday, bear in mind, I blew that account now. So now I have to go, I had to reset that account this week. But I closed that thing and I was just like, okay, now you got to wait another week to get paid type shit, because, oh, sorry, I shouldn't swear that loud in the office. But because you were greedy and you were impatient, you've now set yourself back a week. Real. Do you know what I mean? And it was one of them ones where I put my laptop down calmly. I was calm at that point. I was calm at that point. But I said to myself, okay, this is why you're not in the certain places you want to be in certain areas of your life. Because you're rushing. You're rushing for one, and you're not content with what you already have. And it's like greed. I don't like to think of myself as a greedy person, but then I had to think to myself, are the results showing you that you're not a greedy person? Because they're not right now. Are the results showing you that you're a patient person? Because they're not right now. Are the results showing you that you're someone that's willing to sit on your hands and not revenge trade? because the results aren't showing that right now. And I had to take a deep look at myself in the mirror, and I was like, do you know what? You think you've got over a period of your life in terms of like, this emotion don't happen anymore, or this version of me doesn't happen anymore, but then you come back round to it and you're like, you're having to reconfront that emotion with yourself again. And it's one of them ones where I would rather that keep reoccurring so I can hurry up and learn the lesson quickly to be able to move on to, you know, the greatness that God has for me, rather than keep repeating that cycle and not understanding what's happening. So I just say all of that to say, be very patient. If you're rushing something, you're rushing because you think you're meant to be here when you're not actually understanding the process of what this setback, what the patience is trying to teach you. I literally had to change my whole lock screen to just patience, bro, because I need to be patient. And also, I say all of that to say, I think when you're, and you might be able to relate to this, but when you achieve a lot at a young age, it makes you feel like you need to catapult to some crazy level after you've reached a certain milestone. Do you know what I mean? When it's like, I might catapult and reach the crazy milestone, but at the same time, I don't need to run and rush to that and break my leg in the process. Do you know what I mean? Let me just walk humbly, and then all of a sudden maybe the airport thing might come, you know, the airport thing, travelator, maybe that might appear. Do you know what I mean?
You never know.
But don't break your leg in the process by rushing for something that is not to say not sustainable, but when you know better, do better type shit.
That is so real. Do you know what it is? Because it goes back to that thing that I've heard. The first person that I remember bringing it to me in a way that I remembered was Kesh. So obviously one of my co-founders for Rev Hive, and he said, do we want to go at a pace for scale or a pace we can sustain? And I was like, that's a good point, because actually a pace that you might go at to scale doesn't necessarily mean that you will be able to sustain that scaling activity, nor does it mean that you will be able to sustain full stop and survive and all of those things. And so going at a pace we can sustain is really important. Similarly, it's that interesting thing of like, just picking up on that last point around sometimes when you feel like you've done something at a young age. So for me, I can definitely relate to that. And I think what's funny about it is sometimes you think, let's just say for argument's sake, between the ages of 16 and 21, you do a madness and you're thriving. And so then what you therefore think is that you should be able to sustain that same rate of growth and progression between, let's say, 21 and 30. But what happens is, or I can definitely say in my case, it slows down, it plateaus. You might even think you've gone backwards a little bit at times. But then what I think is happening during that period is 16 to 21 gave you the fuel in the rocket to get off the ground. And as they say, the rocket takes 80% or whatever. Then what happens is the rocket starts to float. And you might think when it's floating, oh, it's not doing much. But it's still going somewhere. But what the funny thing is remember, as the further and further up the rocket goes, it starts to shed things away. So the same people that you thought were ahead of you, they're going to drop away because they were not going at a pace they could sustain. Those pieces of the rocket that it has to drop away could not sustain being in that atmosphere.
100%.
But what's happening is that 21 to 30 where you slow down is preparing you for a new atmosphere. It's preparing you for being in a part of the ozone, a part of the space that has a completely different gravity, completely different pressure, completely different forces. Do you get what I'm saying? And the 21 to 30 that looks slow is because you're going to a place that requires a different version of you. So you have to then accept when it looks like the results are coming at a slower rate. But then what's going to happen is maybe 30 to 35 or 35 to 40, there's going to be a madness again. And it's going to be like, rah.
Why was I stressing?
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so I think, you're right, man. Patience
you do have to be patient in those things. And definitely what you were saying about people dropping away, like dead weight, whatever level you go to, dead weight has to get shed. And that's something I'm also experiencing at this point in time, is like, certain people gravitate closer to you based on where you are at, and you need to keep those people close. But also the people that drop away, understand why they're dropping away. Like understand that they're probably not authentic in your life, probably not on a vibration that you two can like fully connect at. And one thing that I've noticed before we move on to the next segment is like, those people, when you're trying to like show certain characteristics of yourself, it's almost like received as not envy, but you know when you're trying to like, you can't boast too hard about something because you know that's. I think I cracked to why Lewis has to be humble and just says he breathes air. Do you know what I mean? Because if my man said, I run 3 businesses, I make this much a year, I'm living life, I travel, life's good.
Try my best, bruv.
Yeah.
Try my best, bruv.
They would be like, oh.
But you know what it is? It's funny because...
Not to say they would say
doing
that.
those things that you just named doesn't necessarily even mean that life's... Well, life's good if you make it good, innit? Okay. So like with me... But also it's funny because it doesn't even necessarily mean those things are easy. That's the other thing, is people would assume that because you say you do those things, that means it's easy. But it's like doing those things actually is harder more time.
It's harder, but the level of fulfillment that you have can't compare to the level of ease that they might have been going through life with to get what they've got. Do you know what I mean?
Because they traded, so you're saying they traded ease for fulfillment?
Kind of, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've done what was easy, but then 3 years down the line, you're settling with your 2.5k salary every month, and you're not happy because you can't necessarily afford the things you want. You're not happy because your life is.
Or even if you remove the salary, just are you happy? Full stop. Are you happy doing the thing you're doing?
Yeah.
Because the 2.5k might be enough for some people, in which case that's fine. But if you're not happy doing it.
But this is what I'm saying. There's certain people, they're not happy, even if they have the money to be able to spend on what they want.
Because it could be 10k and still not happy, and that's still not good.
10k, you can't see your family, you don't have a good relationship with your family, you feel like you're overworked at certain things, and like you said, what you're doing is probably harder. Do you know what I mean? Especially amongst like having to, you know, balance family, balance this, balance that. But I feel like you go to bed and are able to sleep at night.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I sleep like a baby. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? There's certain people that are tossing and turning in their bed, not being able to sleep at night because they're not feeling.
Saying the eucalyptus oil ain't gonna help with that one and that. No, you can't rub them down with eucalyptus and that.
Personally, I think success in life is measured by how well you can sleep on your pillow at night, bro.
That's a deep meds, you know.
It is, because boy, you can look at the bags under some people's eyes and that they will tell you all you need to know about certain things. But anyway, let's move on to our next segment.
Deep. Success in life is measured by how well you can sleep at night. Alright, so that daily decision, the daily decision.
So let's just say, Lewis, what is one daily decision you feel like you have made, like a pivotal point in your career, that, let's just say, was the turning point for you reaching the pinnacle of your success? And I know that's hard because you've got a lot of. I think
one of the biggest things, choosing to invest in myself financially, i.e., courses, programs, books. And it'd be better, obviously, with this response if I can give you one specific example. So I try and think of one from like earlier on in the process, but like genuinely, you can't necessarily put a price on investing in your own self-education, professional development, personal development. Like genuinely, I believe that is just as valuable as any other asset class. Like you could identify an asset class, real estate, you know, stocks and shares, whatever you want to call it, that is just as valuable. You choosing to spend $1,000 on a course is just as good as you putting $1,000 into the stock market if that's what you want to invest in.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And so I think things like that have been massive. So one example I give is like, I remember even when I was in a position where I didn't have money like that. So I'm talking, I never forget, one of my boys from when I was in uni, actually, it was during the period when I had left uni already, but he was my boy from uni. He randomly posted in our uni WhatsApp group and he goes, I think he saw like a newspaper that you can just get, and it was like a free property investment seminar thing. So he said to the man, let's all go. So I think all of us went, like genuinely, I think all like 4 or 5 of us, maybe, there were 6 men that I was in my group in uni, and maybe at least 4 or 5 of us went. And obviously, as you can imagine, normal thing, upsell at the end, innit? So the upsell was a course, 3 days, £500. I didn't have peas like that. So I literally said to the 6th man, I said, yo, you man, if we put in £84 each,
We'll do it.
so we put in £84 each.
We're
I think that was the maths on it anyway, I could be wrong, but I think it was something like, if we put in £84 each, lads, yeah.
We're laughing.
The issue is only one person could go. I said, now based on our experience, it makes sense for it to be me, because if anyone's going to be able to go there, take extremely good notes and get all the information necessary and then come back and teach you, man, and pass on that information, is probably me, innit? I'm very, very thorough when it comes to these things. It ended up that the 6 people who did it wasn't the same man, but it was like, did any of them even opt in? I don't even know if any of them said yes. I ended up rounding up a different 6 man. It was me, James, Marcus, Romain, my boy Mitch, and Kadeem. So it actually ended up being 6 people. None of them were my uni boys, but the people that got involved was me saying, you man, 84 quid, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Every man sent me 84 quid. I went on the course, and I remember, I'll never forget, it was January of that year. This is over 10 years ago now. January of that year, and I went to the 3-day course. I voice recorded every session. I took picture of every slide.
Everyone got their £84
I was writing
worth.
detailed notes, and then I came back, and we were meant to spend, I think I said to them, if we just do 6 sessions where I'll basically cover a half a day of each of the 3 days in each of the sessions, and in 6 sessions we should get this covered, because we didn't end up linking up every week. We ended up taking us a good 5 months to get it done, but we linked up about 8 times maybe, and we got through all of it. Do you get what I'm saying? And every man since then has now got that knowledge and understands and is moving, or even if they're not in property, they're in other things. But the point is, why is this relevant to me? So on one hand, there's the investing in the course and getting the knowledge about that specific investment vehicle, but on the other hand, it's what did I have to do to feel like I was showing up for that team in a way that was respectful towards their investment, their financial investment, their time investment, all of that. So if you look at it, the work I do today is nothing to do with investing. It's nothing to do with
flipping properties,
nothing like that. It's all to do with social mobility and EDI. But what do I do in social mobility and EDI is I find ways to take complex pieces of information, break it down and make it easy for people to understand through training, facilitation, stuff like that. I did that in a completely different setting, and I brought that over to the work that I do today, because I was like, how do I want to show up for these people who are my friends first and foremost? They're trusting me with going to an environment that they really want to be in as well, but can't, because there's only enough bread amongst us for one man to go. And now I'm going to have to come back and give them everything they deserve. And I came back and gave them everything they deserved. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that for me was pivotal, because it was like, when you look at it now, you'd sit back and you'd laugh. You say, rah, the man have only had £80. It's like, you can laugh at us, but it's like, maybe some man had more in it. I just know for me, I didn't have 5 bills to just be thrown on the course at the time. But like, I look back and I go, that's probably one of the best £83 or £84 or whatever that any of us spent. And the commitment we made to linking up on a regular basis to then go through it, like we rotated it, was one man's house this day, one man's house this day, one man's house this day. It was mad. Like when you look back at it, collective learning, fellowship, it's just deep, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? So that decision was
that was kind of like not where you started, but you investing in yourself in that way, then going back and relaying it to certain people shows a level of commitment that a lot of people might not have. Do you know what I mean? It's like to go out of your way to link up 8 times to go over, not to say the same thing, different aspects of the same thing that you didn't even go to, is mad. And then paying £84 to trust someone like Lewis. Well, Lewis is quite trustworthy, but to trust someone to get the information that you need, crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And that for me was so pivotal, because it made me learn about the importance of taking responsibility, being responsible when you take responsibility, being responsible, and the level of focus you put into something. Because when you're doing it just for yourself, you might drift off and go, it's all right. You don't want to drift off, because you're thinking, what if the one thing that I don't focus on is the thing that Marcus needs, or is the thing that Kadeem needs, or is the thing, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like, nah bro, I have to be focused for 3 days straight, ask every question possible, locked in. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was an important one still.
I love that.
The outcome.
For myself,
okay, go on.
What do you need to leave ASAP?
Soon.
What time?
Nah, I need to leave in like 10 minutes. So.
Alright, cool. Let's wrap this up. Let's hurry up and wrap it up. Think about an outcome whilst I'm going on mine.
Well, I know it is already. I told you already.
Know?
We saw the video this morning, fam.
For me, mine was just about showing up. So, for example, I feel like there's certain things that I show up for in terms of even Sprint to Success. Like, there was a point where Sprint to Success is like a personal professional development program that we run every single Monday. When we first started it, and we got a couple high numbers, and it went up, then it dipped. Like, when I'm talking about it dipped, like, we were getting like 1 to 2 people coming every week. And it was like, I thought to myself at that point, is it worth it? Do you know what I mean? And I think me constantly showing up every day, or feeling that anxiety on a Monday every day of how many people are going to come, how many people are showing up, am I spending £20 on snacks for 2 people to be here, kind of thing. And then every single Monday you're showing up, and I feel like that's a muscle that you need to work, like just showing up to be there. And now we're averaging out like between 8 to 10 every week now since we relaunched. But it was a learning that we took from that, which we then were like, okay, like, we've already invested time, energy, resource into this, how are we going to make it happen, kind of thing. And I think that's just true across the board in terms of like, my entrepreneurial journey has been very much, I might not know what I'm doing, but I'm going to show up.
Because you got to show up.
If you don't showing up is half the battle. Do you know what
literally.
I mean? So
literally.
Cool, showing up. And I think it was something that you said, an analogy you said, Eric Thomas said about pulling all-nighters. And he was like, that certain people are gonna say they're gonna pull an all-nighter to study or cram for an exam. You don't have the muscle for that. You don't have the minerals. You don't have the minerals.
Your body's like, since when have we done that?
Exactly. And then I think to myself sometimes, if I am pulling an all-nighter to do work, or if I am, going to a session every week, even if I can't be bothered, it's one of them ones where I've built up the muscle for it, so it's just going to happen now. And I feel like anything that does happen as a result, which is good and is the outcome that I'm wanting, I'm expecting it, because we're built for this, bro. We made sure that we showed up for this shit.
And that's what I'm talking about, though. That level of consistency and showing up sets you up not for the level you're at today, it sets you up for the level you're going to. And that's the bit around the pace you can sustain. It's preparing you for the next level. And sometimes that's what happens, is we think that what we're doing now should produce results now, not realizing that what you're doing now is preparing you for the results you're going to have at the next step. And that's what we're really looking for. Do you get what I'm saying? So
clack it.
I said clack it. This one hurts my heart, Rhea, fam, because if we're talking straight grime,
someone died,
probably my favorite grime artist. If we're talking artist full stop out of the UK, he's in my top 5. Like, he's just cold. He's just the coldest, isn't he?
He is.
So Gets, rapper extraordinaire, artist extraordinaire, a great man, if I'm being real. Like, I've met him on a few occasions in a one-to-one setting and in a small set, and he's just a really good person. But he made a terrible decision.
Terrible.
A fatal decision. Like, literally a fatal decision for whatever reason, drink driving, and now we're literally hearing that he's remanded in jail because of having driven and causing a death. And then obviously we saw the video earlier today, and it's like
that person was seriously hurt. Seriously hurt, like died from it. But it's the level of how at what speed he was going at. It's like even drunk, you shouldn't be going that fast.
There's no way.
There's no circumstances that you should be going that fast, even in a life or death situation, because it caused a life or death situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, that decision,
terrible decision, and it's just like, why, bro? Like,
it's gonna eat him up.
Especially when you know better. Like, he's had driving offences. Like, and as I said before, I know he loves cars, I know he likes driving, all that. But bro, sometimes get an Uber. If you're going out to a function and you're looking to have a drink, get an Uber, bro. Just get an Uber. It's the best thing you can do. Or have someone with you that's gonna drive.
Yeah.
But don't do it, man. Don't do it, because look what's happened now. Someone's lost a family member. And now you have to look at yourself every day and be like, you caused that. Do you know what I mean? And it's a shame because, like, as I said, he evolved a lot as a person, evolved a lot as an artist. he was like at that point where it's like his name is synonymous with UK rap music especially, and he was getting respected in so many different environments across the music scene, not just, you know, the places that would be deemed as more underground, but actually mainstream as well. All of that, man, finally happening for him over the last maybe 4 or 5 years. And then there's this, bruv, and it's like, I don't know how you come back from this. Even forget charges, just mentally and spiritually, knowing that you did that. How's that gonna feel?
That guilt is gonna weigh on you for a long time. So, boy, I just hope anyone that's watching this, before you decide to go out, have a little drink and go driving, think about it, innit? Think about whether you need a designated driver, because, boy, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it at all, man. I just, bro, this is someone who, as far as I'm concerned, the trajectory he was on, the person he's evolved into, all of that was
doing
just
his thing.
Yeah, man.
Well, Gets, if you're watching this, sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I'm sorry.
It's real. It's real.
But yeah, man.
Anyway, we're gonna wrap it. That was a good session. That was a good
episode, because I know Lewis, we're pressed for time. You know, we got lives to live.
Man's got to go collect my daughter from nursery, guys.
So yes, guys, we will see you guys in the next episode. Please make sure, if you haven't already, please hit the like, comment, and subscribe button. And if you
there's not one button for all three, just so you don't know that. You could press one button for like, press one button to subscribe.
But you guys knew what I meant, though, because there's a like button, there's a comment button, and there's a subscribe button.
We definitely knew what you meant.
The 3 buttons. And please make sure, if you are an individual, and you want to brush up on your personal development skills, your professional development skills, or you just want to be around a bunch of humans that are just winning in life, please see the link in the description. Join our group Sprint to Success. It's free. And listen, guys, we just hope to see you guys in the next episode. Peace, man.
Much love, people.